There was a video that I've mentioned over the last week or so, I guess, that was put up by Christopher Comstock, who was introduced to the Guardian Voyager materials when those workshops were being conducted over the 1990s and early 2000 years with Ashiana Dion and other folks, not just her, that were part of the Guardian materials that were being released through those workshops and those books, Voyagers 1 and 2. And so he mentioned something in that video that I cited as well when he talked about self-healing, right? And how that relates, if you will, to technology. And I've covered this before with my own self, particularly when it comes to self-healing and the importance of that. Particularly when I realized as a child, when I'm giving all the matter side stuff away in order to lower the mass, increase the speed because I'm hyperspeed, which is hypersensitive, which means all my sensors are running. They're all activated, right? So you understand when I have a full phosphorus ignition, what happens with that when I choose to serve forever on behalf of the one, the first one, the first wave. That's eternal absolute love. And so I was watching a video this morning, and I just absolutely love the spirit and the essence of this man's soul that communicates what he refers to as mindful breathing, mindful energy. And he puts his hand over his heart. And I've mentioned this before. When I was 4 years of age, I acknowledged the importance of communicating through my heart and my soul, because my heart and my soul is what is imprinted running the software that I'm running to communicate with you. So the video that I watched this morning that deals with spiritual practices of self-healing was a presentation that he gave, and it's called Touching Peace, an Evening with Thich Nhat Hanh, 1993, October 19th at Berkeley, the University of California, Berkeley, in the Bay Area. And he mentioned one word about reconciliation, right? When we have experienced an energetic environment that I knew as a child was a spiritual battlefield, which is an energy battlefield, which is a consciousness battlefield, because consciousness is energy. And when you perceive that and acknowledge that through two planetary magnets, one is hot, one is cold, and you think of East shakes hand with the West, because Huna Flash had mentioned that about East meeting West and shaking hands, right? And how that relates to Thich Nhat Hanh about reconciliation. So what came to me, because this is how it happens, because I experience what I am through my heart and my soul, and my heart and my soul begins to want to unleash what it is that I'm experiencing by virtue of what I do as spiritual practices of self-healing. Something I've mentioned for many years is going deep within your own heart and soul. And reconciliation is reconciling yourself with your Creator through your heart and your soul, which is the center point, the still point in water worlds. No turbulence, no distortions, no broken arrows, which is no broken circuits. With no broken circuits, you're experiencing the EFFI field, which is a unified field of math and geometrical form and flow of consciousness-directed energy. So I wrote this down because it just comes, it just flows right out. So I wrote down reconciliation within us to heal, directed healing energy to the planetary, cellular, water world, bloodline, memory banks, to experience being one with all creation. We are one, healing ourselves together, for each other, with each other, touched by the purity of our soul's intention. And so, this is one of the exercises I've mentioned before that I have found. I've experienced great success, particularly when I was in Reno, Nevada. I had stacks. I can't even remember how many they were, but I must have been going to Walmart, it seemed like, once a week and picking up 3 or 4 binders, which would be, I wrote thousands and thousands and thousands of pages over the course of time that I was in that little motel room on Virginia Avenue. And they were stacks of binders. And it's how I release, if you will, the pain, the anger, all the negative stuff that's held in planetary cellular memory banks in order to heal and release it all so that I transmute all of that. That was the period of time that I mentioned before when I communicated to Mama to let me have all of it, let me experience all of it so I can transmute all of it. And that's when I cried for 4 continuous days. I know that sounds, what? You cried for 4 continuous days? Yes, I did. I felt all that pain at every cellular level. That's why it took 4 days. And it was after that period, I went to the Big Island of Hawaii. And if you associate that with the year 2017 and the information that came out through Patty Broussard in 2017, like August 20th, 2017, and Battlestar Athena and Antarctica. And if you saw the little map, you know what a map read is, right? Mapping holographically what we're experiencing related to numbers and fire letters. So I wanted to communicate that this morning because I absolutely love to experience Thich Nhat Hanh, because whenever he does, I'm experiencing the heart that he communicates with his heart and soul with all of us, that I experience in my heart and soul, and my heart cries. And I experience a lifted spirit. My spirit is lifted to experience love and joy with a beautiful smile, to experience the truth in me that is the truth that he experiences with his heart and soul, of nurturing our heart and our soul. Planting flowers. It was beautiful to hear him talk about watering flowers, the flower within us, the seed in the grower, the love that grows the flower. The seed and the flower become one. That's who we are. We are one with all creation that we are gifting love to, because that's the source from which it all began, which is our grand creator. And we call it coming home. Home is where the heart is. That's the soul connection from which it all began. To experience being one with all creation, we are experiencing love within all creation, which is our heart and our soul that we're giving love to, because we are healing ourselves. And healing ourselves helps to heal others, because we're all connected to each other. Plugged into Mama's 3 spheres log operating system motherboard.